How to make a video go viral. Step 1, make a video. Step 2, get 1,000,000 views. Step 3, get a big bag to put all the money in it. But is it really that simple? So let's look at a video that I made that did get over 1,000,000 views. Me, Phil, someone who's been struggling to do this for 4 years. If I can do it, you guys sure as heck can do it. So this is the title, I'm in the history niche, this is the thumbnail, this is how many views it's got since it was published, this is how many watch time hours, how many subscribers it's got, and how much money it's made. Yep, a 1.2 million view video made just over $4,000. I don't know if that's good or bad. So I think what I want to do in this video is just kind of break the video down, have a look behind the scenes at the back end of the analytics, and just show you guys what it looks like to have a video that gets 1,000,000 views, what it looks like on the back end. So first of all, the story of the video. What did it look like very early on after I published it? So this video went out on the 17th of October, and I'm filming this on the 20th of March. So it's been out for about, 5 months. And honestly, this video, it just ruined my analytics, and I'll show you why. So the first 24 hours, this video got 140 views, nearly 141 views. That is the best ever, as you can imagine, 140 views in 24 hours. I think I remember putting this up, my videos normally go out around midnight, my time here in Taiwan. And I probably stayed up with a beer or something, and an hour later it was like, it had more views than I've ever had on a video. It was pretty exciting. So in that first day, it made $500, which is probably maybe my second best ever payday. I think in total the channel maybe made about $600 or $700 in one day. Doesn't happen often. If I get $100 now, I'm quite happy with that. So that's quite nice. So you can see that it performed very, very well in the first 24 hours, which you'd assume is why it did so well overall. If we break that down for the first couple of months, if it gets through onto the last edit and you hear a little voice in the background, that's Cami, my daughter. She's 1.5 years, and I can no longer film when I want. I just have to film, and sorry, that's life. So I would say that this video kind of did the best in the first 3 months. Had a massive peak of 114 views, it says on the 17th there. It's different to what it said before, right? Never mind. So yeah, so it had a big spike and it kind of dropped off, and it was down to about 500, 1,500 by December, end of December. And from the new year up until now, it kind of had a bit of a spike just after the new year. Seemed to take off again, went down again, and then had a little renaissance, I suppose, at the beginning of March. And actually, if we look in the last 28 days, the video's done very well for me in the last 28 days. I think it's probably definitely in my top 5 videos. So it's in the last 28 days, it had nearly as many views as it did on the first 24 hours. Yeah, it's telling me first 24 hours, 140 views. Last 28 days, nearly 140,000 views. Yeah, and it's a nice little payday for something, a 17-minute video that I made 5 months ago, and it still paid me $500 in the last 28 days. Yes, I'm very happy with that. So let's look at the revenue, because I know that's what a lot of people are interested in. It's what I'm interested in. I'm trying to feed the little baby that's making noise in the background right now. So yeah, it's important. So in terms of total revenue since it's been uploaded, as we said before, this video just did amazingly on the first day, biggest payout there. And it's kind of, every day from there, it's anywhere from like $1 up to maybe $20, $25, when was that? $27 on the 8th of March. So it comes and goes. And the revenue, the RPM here, across the entire life of the video seems to be $3.58. But I've noticed that the RPM seems to change over time, which makes sense, I suppose. Again, if we look at the first 24 hours, it was $4.50, which for my niche is not too bad, actually. I know that in other niches it's going to be a lot higher. I actually checked the RPM for this channel, the Passive Income Phil channel, and it was not much higher than $4.50. I think it was only $3. But obviously I haven't been that active on this channel for a while. If we look at the last 90 days, it went down to $2.56. So it really depends on the period, time of year and stuff like that. But yeah, for my niche, around $3-4 is pretty good. So let's look at all the other information, just give you guys an idea of what a 1 million view video looks like on the back end. So if we look at the key moments here, it's a 17-minute video, and you can see the average view is less than half of that. The average percentage view is less than 30%. So all of this on the face of it doesn't look that good, but the video seems to be performing, and it seems to, in the last 28 days, it seems to be doing better than it did in the previous 28 days. And if we look, it tells me that so 59% of the viewers are still watching at the 30-second mark, so you can compare that to what you're getting on your videos. In terms of the reach, it got a very impressive 24 million, nearly 25 million impressions, but the click-through rate is pretty terrible. It's 3.2%. Not many of my videos really get a very high click-through rate. Like 6% would be amazing for my channel. But again, if we look like the first 24 hours, yeah, it was 5.6. Last sort of 90 days, 3.2. If you look for November 2022, it was 2.3. So yeah, the click-through rate just goes, yeah, it changes like anything. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is that you can still have a very low click-through rate, but still get a video that gets 1 million views, which is strange, I suppose. So under engagement, there's not really much more information apart from you can see the like versus dislike. So my channel, it's really like 98%. It's very rare for me to get anything lower than 95. I guess people just love me. And if we look at the audience for this particular video, you can see that most people that are watching are not subscribed. I don't have 1 million subscribers. So just looking back at the data on the release date of that video, which was the 17th of October, I only had 7,400 subscribers on that channel. So that was way less than the views I got. So it's not like the subscriber base was what was driving the video, is the point I'm trying to make. So yeah, so that explains 98.7% not subscribed who watched this video. And you can see nearly 40% from the States, and then the UK is the next biggest sort of geo country. That's the word I'm looking for. And of course you can see that it's mainly males that watch it, and mainly older males, which is interesting, and it's something I'm going to talk about a little bit later in terms of how you can make even more money from these kind of videos. So to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure why this video did so well. I'd love to have an answer for you. I'm looking here at my videos in the last 90 days and trying to figure out for YouTube, for an algorithm, what do they want? I know that when I make my videos, I make it for people, I make it about interesting topics that I'm interested about. But in terms of like sort of numbers, what is YouTube looking for? So obviously we've got the views, got the watch time, all that sort of thing. So I'm looking at return viewers, so returning viewers here. So if we look at the video in question, the one that's got over 1 million views, it's, what is that, 1, 2, 3, fourth in the list, so top 5. And it's got about 100,000 fewer returning viewers than my another video, which has only got 500,000 views, that went out, I don't know, less than 2 months ago. So it's certainly up there in the list, but it's not the best one for returning views. In terms of watch time, even that, it's not got the most watch time. That video there has got way more than this one here. So I'm not going to do quick arithmetic, but it's got a lot more. And you can see that, what else can we look? The average view duration, all that sort of thing, it's way less than that. So it's really hard for me to put my finger on why exactly this did well. Obviously, it's a combination of factors, really. But if you look at the data, for me, it looks like it shouldn't have done so well. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. But in terms of making the video for people, what did I do? So first of all, where did the idea for the video come from? Well, it was actually from a comment, well, lots of comments from my viewers. So this is a common question. It's a question about armament for fighter aircraft during the World War II. And it's a question that I saw a lot. And I thought, well, I don't really know the answer to that. Why not do the research, make a video, and then, see what people think. And obviously people seem to like it. So I made the video based on what I had gauged from my audience. And so even on the face of that, I should have known it would have done fairly well. I didn't think it was going to do this well, but I knew that it was going to do fairly well. And the other thing I might say about this video is I spent a lot of time. I'm definitely one of those people that have the imposter syndrome. Talking about history is not easy. There's a lot of those armchair historians. People really call you out when you make mistakes. You've got to really pull your finger out. And when I started making videos on this channel, you know, no one was watching it. So I used to use Wikipedia and stuff like that. Now I'm making video essays, basically. I'm citing sources, all this kind of stuff. And this video, the one that got 1 million views, was kind of the tipping scale of that. That's when I started to do that a lot more. So I think people appreciated that it was, you know, pretty professionally done. I think the editing was okay. I spent a lot of time with the visuals. So, you know, really putting a lot of effort into the video, which makes, you know, always put a lot of effort into the video. I think that made a difference. It wasn't half-assed, is what I'm kind of saying. So on the human side, I think those are the factors that made this a success. Of course, I do that for all my videos now, and they don't always do well. The other thing is the thumbnail. The thumbnail was very different to what I'd done before. I tested things out, and I think that made a big difference. I think I know it was a good thumbnail because someone stole it. There was another creator that they put up like an AI generated video, and they used the exact same design. So yeah, that's a compliment, I suppose. There's one more interesting thing I want to talk about in terms of this video before I talk about basically how you can make more money than I did for the same kind of video. It's how it's performing over time. Now, if I look at the, so I think it's the last 48 hours here. So you can see all my videos, and I've got the top 3 here, which is the video in question, the one with 1 million views, my latest upload, which didn't do as well as I had hoped, but it's still doing okay. And another video that I put out, I think about a month ago, which is kind of, it's doing a similar thing to this 1 million view video. So these three videos are what's driving my channel in the last 48 hours. And that's crazy for me because if you look, most of my other videos, you know, these are all been out for months, weeks, and they all kind of drop off. You don't get as many views, you know, in the last 48 hours, whatever. But this really old video is doing quite well. This 1 month old video is doing well, and obviously my latest upload. So that's a really cool thing about YouTube. It doesn't always happen, but you can put in the work. 17-minute video that I did 5 months ago, and it's still paying me money now. That's just the definition of passive income, basically. It doesn't always happen. So I suppose the point I'm trying to make here is this is why it's worth having a YouTube channel, because, you know, this video likely, from what I'm seeing here, it's going to carry on doing this for months and months and months. And, you know, that little trickle of change into my bank account, you know, it's what pays for the food for my daughter, that kind of stuff, you know. So in terms of how much potential money you can make out of a 1 million view video, my opinion is that basically YouTube ads, the YouTube partner program, is not the best way to make money. And I'm sure you've heard that before. So let's look at the RPM for my entire channel. So all the videos, it only gets an RPM of $3.47. And you can see that some videos get a little bit more than that, but it's, you know, some get a lot less. It really depends on who's watching it and for where and all that sort of thing. Luckily, so far, it's been fairly consistent. So as of the moment, when I put out a video, for every 1,000 views, I'm looking at somewhere like $3.50, something like that, which isn't great. But I'm quite lucky in the sense that my videos tend to get a little more views on this history channel than they do on this channel that you're watching right now. If I was making that kind of money, which I think I am for an RPM, on this channel that you're watching right now, it wouldn't really be worth, you know, doing videos just based on ads. I'd have to be making money in another way. So what I've started to do, and it's what will happen to you guys once you start getting a bit of traction and outsiders look at your channel and say, hey, this guy's getting some views or this girl's getting some views. It's sponsored videos. So I've actually started doing this for the first time very recently, and I'll probably talk about this in another video, but basically you can get certain deals. Sometimes it's a lump sum in exchange for a guaranteed amount of views, which I don't really like doing that if I can help it. Or a deal I'm working on right now, which is basically a CPM, so I get paid per 1,000 views up to a certain cap. And at the moment, I'm working on that, and it's probably three, four, five times what this RPM is. So instead of getting this, I'm getting nearly 5 times, I think it is, of that for every 1,000 views. So my latest upload went out, and YouTube, they're basically giving me, I think they gave me 30 bucks. Whereas when I go to my sponsor in 30 days, at the moment, I'm going to say, oh, give me 200 bucks, something like that. And so this is the way to make money. I mean, it's not a new thing. I'm sure you've heard of it, but sponsorships. Now, here's the thing. I am a relatively small channel. I know I've got 27,000 subs and stuff like that. I get a fair amount of views, but it's relatively small, and people are coming to me. But what if I went to them? You could definitely go and find a sponsor, even if you're a much smaller channel than the one we're talking about here. You can go out and you can talk to people, and the key thing, which I've realized, is it's not to go out and say, you know, I'm Phil, I've got this many subs, I've got this many views. Rather go out and say, hello, Mr. Sponsor, what are your aims? What are you hoping to do? How are you hoping to reach your audience, and how can I help? And you will be surprised how much more money you can make from a sponsored video than you can from ads. And another really cool thing, which I didn't actually realize, was that if you work with the right sponsor, you can not only get paid by them, but you can also run ads on your video. So you get paid twice, which is pretty good. So if you've been watching the video up until now and you've been thinking, how did an idiot like Phil get 1 million views on a YouTube channel? Well, it's quite simple. It's what you know. And the guys that taught me are behind a course called Project 24. It's income school, channel makers, they're all the same guys. And the course is brilliant. I've been in that community for 4 years now. Do not regret it at all. And I don't think I would have been able to do this on my own. I just don't have the mind to do this on my own. I can follow a step-by-step guide and I can do the work. You know, I work hard to do this. You can see how tired I am. I work hard to do this. But I don't think I could figure it out myself. So if you're at all like me, if you want to shortcut to success, I'd say Project 24. And you can check out the link below, find out all about it. You will not regret joining, guaranteed.